Hello, today I want to talk about warfare. Anyway, I'm not talking about warfare. I'm just trying to talk about the bayonet rifle. The bayonet is a sort of sword or knife that you attach to your gun, right? And so the bayonet rifle or bayonet gun is a gun or a rifle that you attach a weapon to, a knife to. Now, the aim of this knife is for when a soldier probably runs out of bullets, or when they are in close combat with their enemies. I've always seen that before now. I've always seen the bayonet rifle, but only recently I thought about it philosophically. And I thought it this way. I said to myself, the gun represents the new or the modern, and then the knife, the bayonet, represents the old or the ancient or the archaic. Before guns, of course, we know there were knives, there were swords, and these are what men used in combat, in battles, in wars. Over time, of course, we evolved into using guns, etc. But my point here is that on a philosophical level, I was imagining that we could teach our children, teach ourselves, first of all, to embrace the modern, but then be well versed with the old. Because if the modern runs out, if for some reason there is power failure, like there was recently in Portugal and Spain, if the internet service is poor, we will not feel like we are dead. We will not feel stranded. We'll be able to survive, right? A lot of us have businesses online, and I still get to advise people to have a brick and mortar business, because something may just go wrong with a particular platform. I mean, only recently in the US, TikTok was almost banned. And a lot of people have their income from TikTok. Now imagine if TikTok was banned and those people whose businesses are solely dependent on the TikTok space. Imagine what they would have gone through if they did not have some sort of brick and mortar business. What I'm trying to say is, as much as we are trying to evolve and embrace the new and do cashless policies, etc., I think that we should always have a good hand of the old and the new. If you've seen the series Grey's Anatomy, there was a point where there was power outage in the hospital, and all the surgeons, all the Gen Z surgeons, if I put it that way, were stranded. And good enough, their chief surgeon, I think, Dr. Weber, had to smile and tell them, now let him show them how they did it back in the days. And this guy I think he did like a surgery without electricity, if I'm getting that right anyway. But the point here is, while we are teaching our children, while we are the modern, while we are feeling proud of being woke, as it were, we should always train them to understand physical combat, whether it is physical combat economically or psychologically. Sometimes you want to meet a shrink or a therapist and all that. The old school method was to sit your butt down and breathe, or to sit your butt down and think through and not get flustered. Like you would train yourself to calm down. You would encourage yourself without even having a third party or a second party do that for you. So in as much as things like therapy are cool, which tend to be the new, we should always learn to encourage ourselves from within. So just like the bayonet, when your bullet runs out, you have to use the knife or the sword. And if you're not well versed in using the knife or the sword, you are effed up. You are messed up. What do you think? Thank you.